seem to have a fantastic drug that could help in many different indications, because we hit on targets such as glutamate, such as vascularization, all in one drug.
Hi, my name is Mike Ward. I'm the head of content at Scrip and the Pink Sheet. We're here in Berlin at the Bio-Europe meeting, where pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies and investors all gather to understand what's actually happening in the industry, to sort of see if there are opportunities to strike deals, whether that be sort of licensing deals with between pharma and biotechs, or maybe securing some sort of finance. I'm joined today by Adam Bruce, who is the CEO of TikoMed AB, a Swedish company, founded a number of years ago. But you're actually here at this meeting because you're almost at a stage where you want to start having transactional discussions, and you're looking for
strategic advisors, corporate finance advisors, investment banks. So we are essentially preparing to get a deal done. That's what we are doing right now.
So I mean, obviously, that means if you're actually you're looking for people to sort of say, hey, we'd like you to work with us, you probably get a lot of acceptances on your request. So what are the assets that you think you've actually got ready for deal making?
We have mainly two assets. One in neurology, where we have shown great effects and we have great mechanistic background in a number of models. We have shown it in glaucoma, in TBI, in stroke, and some others. But those are the ones we are focusing right now. We have a good interest from big pharmas. And I mean, we see that within not too long, we're going to get going on that track. We are a really small company. We're just 4 people in the company right now. We have a bigger board actually than we have staff. So that's why we're gonna try and get somebody to help us do this transaction efficiently.
So these neurological compounds, I mean, was the company created to focus on the neurology space?
No, that's the funny thing. We really had a long journey. We started out with one indication, went to the next, and it's been a learning curve over the years. We have been fortunate to have fantastic investors, very patient, very understanding and supportive, but we've also been very transparent in our discussion with them, and I think that's been promoting this patience this long time. And well, the learning curve has brought us to this point where we seem to have a fantastic drug that could help in many different indications, because we hit on targets such as glutamate, such as vascularization, all in one drug.
Right, okay, so it's got multiple targets.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And I think we are just now learning that in neurology, it's hard to say that we're going to hit one target and that's going to fix it all. I think we learned that with the beta amyloids. I think that we are now in a stage where we say, either we have to have several drugs hitting several targets, we have to have one drug that can hit several targets through several mechanisms.
Okay, and you sort of say you've got fantastic data. What could you sort of characterize, in sort of what models is that data, and what do you need to do next?
So essentially, in these models, we have seen that not only do we have a direct effect on biomarkers, we've also shown that we get behavioral effects, so functionality in these animals, and that have sort of led one step to another. So now, we are now about to start 6 clinical trials, so phase 2A in ALS, in glaucoma, in TBI, and stroke, and we're going to go for Alzheimer's actually, because there are similarities between TBI and the biomarkers expressed there with Alzheimer's, and we're going to go for scarring because we have a direct effect on scarring as well.
Right, and those clinical trials are going to take place where?
They're going to take place in the UK. We had a great collaboration with a major UK university, and we have engaged clinicians and pre-clinicians, and it's a big commitment.
Right. And so you got this phase 2A study or studies, because there are 6 of them. Do you have the financial backing to be able to run those trials at the moment?
Well, we are fortunate to have good financial backings by high net worth individuals. We will be seeking about another $15 million to run this program. So we are looking for investors. I mean, you should always be looking for investors in this world. So we're going to start that fundraising within the next fortnight or so.
Right. And the phase 2B trials, if you're going to run those, would you also anticipate being able to do that on your own, or would you want a partner for that?
We're opening up for partnering as well. So I'm going to contact a bunch of potential partners during the coming weeks and open up that process, and that's hence why we're also looking for these strategic advisors. So we see a process of about a year, I guess. It depends on the level of interest.
And you also mentioned that you had another asset. Could you sort of characterize that?
That was actually the first asset that we started with. It's an adjuvant to cell therapy, which helps the cells survive the first insult from the innate immune system. So when cells get into the bloodstream or are exposed to blood, they start a reaction called IMME, which is basically a coagulation reaction that just sort of blood coagulates around the cells and kills them off. So the drug we have alleviates that reaction and can help. Instead of losing about, say, 70% of the graft, we'll have about 70% saved and being effective. We have seen and documented that this happens in a number of different cells, so in mesenchymal cells, liver cells, and so on and so forth. And we also see that in several of the cell therapies out there, you get some patients who get fantastic results and some that get none. And we think it's due to this innate immunity reaction that, yes, if you have a strong innate immunity response, you will get less effect from the cells. And with a weak one, you'll get more effect. But we can level that out. That's the point. And by that, you can raise the potential to actually succeed with your cell therapy.
Okay, and so you're in a situation where you're looking to license that out as a
well,
platform?
more actually getting collaborations with the companies that have the cells.
Yeah.
So essentially, we would add on an extra arm if they do a phase 2 or phase 3, and they would want to do the control arm, the active arm, and then they would do a third arm with their cells and our substance, and that way they would probably secure a success. And we got some great data on that too. We have that product has already been in phase 2, so safety, everything is in sort of booked up and clear. So yeah. Okay.
Good. Well, Adam, thanks very much for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time with me. This was I love talking about this subject.